All right, guys, so we're back with another video. Today's video is going to be, will external things make you happy? Okay. And by external things, I mean anything that's outside of your own mind. So that could be, material things. That could mean like expectations for things to be the way you want them to be in the external world. It's anything that's outside of your own, basically your mind. Okay. So let's talk about the most simple kind of external, things, and let's go from there. Let's say, for example, like for me, for example, I bought I think this was 8 or 9 months ago. I bought an iPhone 11 Pro, I think it's called. I don't even know what it's called. So I bought an iPhone 11 Pro, and I was so excited about it. Like I was like, wow, this phone it's actually gonna make me happy. And so I bought the phone and I was happy. Like I was like, this is incredible. Like this is an excellent phone. And I was really happy about it for, I want to say like maybe a couple of weeks until it kind of like wore off on me. I'm like, all right, it's just a phone, But we all have like these impulsive purchases where we buy a certain something. We're like, this is the thing that's going to really bring me happiness. And we buy it, and then we realize that it didn't work. Or for example, let's say you're like, if only I had these type of friends in my life, or if only I had this specific relationship in my life, or if only I had, this perfect job or whatever it may be. And these are all external things outside of yourself, right? And then we think to ourselves, if only I had exactly that, then I would for sure be happy. And if you've ever really strongly hoped for something like that and then you got it, you would realize that after a while, it's gonna fade away. That like shiny object syndrome kind of situation kind of fades away slowly but surely. And what you thought was gonna make you happy ended up not making you happy, okay? So think about that for a second. So then what is it? Like, how can we be happy if we can't like rearrange the outside world and be like, okay, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that, and I'm gonna have that, and this is what's gonna bring me my happiness, okay? So how can we get to a point where we're happy as a default, okay? Because that's exactly where you actually are, and that's where you wanna be. Is that you're happy by default, okay? And this doesn't mean that you can't go after those material things like buying an iPhone 11, getting your dream car, getting into a wonderful relationship, having excellent friends, getting that dream job, whatever it may be for you. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be pursuing these things or trying to attract them into your life. But all it means is that now it's coming from a different place, okay? So these things are not your cake anymore. They're not the end all be all. Like they're not the only thing that's tied with your happiness, okay? So if your happiness comes from a default state, if you can just be happy as is with nothing more, okay? Nothing more in your life, then all of these, other things will be just viewed as a wonderful bonus, okay? And now you might be thinking like, well, Jack, like how do I get to a point where I'm gonna be happy without having any of these external things that I so strongly desire, okay? And really what it comes down to is being present with the moment and not thinking so much and not focusing so much about the things that you lack in your life, right? You might lack a relationship with a certain somebody. You might lack, a certain amount of money, or you might lack a lot of other things in your life. And if you focus on those things, happiness is not going to be your default, because you're going to be focused on it, and your mind is going to say, okay, I'm not happy because I don't have these things yet. And it's all a lie. Because when you get those things, I promise you, you're still not going to be happy. okay? If you don't make an internal shift, you will never find a place of true happiness. And this is something that I didn't understand for the first, I want to say maybe 28 years of my life, where I've heard people talking about it. Oh, happiness is an internal shift. And I'm like, what are they talking about? What does that even mean? An internal shift? You know, how is that possible? Okay. And the way it's really possible is working on the way you see things, your perception of the reality in front of you. Your perception dictates everything. It dictates absolutely everything. What you see out of your eyes and in your brain, what you're seeing out here, that's basically all happiness is. So you have to shift how you view this world, the people around you, the situations around you, just everything. If we can get to a point where you can shift that, that's when your true happiness shines through, okay? And so you might be wondering now, how do I shift those things? And I can tell you from my experience how I started to shift, this perception of everything in my life, okay? And for me, it was reading a lot of books, a lot of self-development books on spirituality, mindset, psychology, all these different things that shaped my mind and rewired my mind in a totally different way. That's, a lot more beneficial to me, with life. Because, as a default, if you don't recondition your brain, your brain is going to be conditioned by all the bullshit that we see, on a daily basis, whether it be through Instagram or the news or any of the other places where you just kind of get conditioned and marketed to in any which way, that these companies or these people, it doesn't matter. You're not really choosing how you condition your mind. But when you actively choose what you're going to put in your mind, you handpick the books you want to read, the things you want to learn. And slowly what happens is your internal perception starts to shift a little bit. You begin to see things a lot differently. And it's almost like the movie in The Matrix, right? And when you take the red pill, you finally wake up and you see, you're like, whoa. And it's not like a sudden moment where this happens. It gradually happens, where you just kind of wake up to life and you're just like, wow, okay, this is making a lot more sense to me now. I get it now. I can see it. You see clearer. Everything just makes more sense, okay? And, you can expedite that process with going to seminars as well. Meditation helps a lot with this too, because, so what happens when you meditate? Okay, so a lot of people, when they hear meditation, there's a negative connotation there where it's just oh, it's just a waste of time. It's not productive. It's not this, it's not that. And the challenge with that is that they don't understand the exact benefits of meditation when people are saying, talking like this. So the exact benefits of meditation, or the biggest benefits, in my opinion, is being able to live in the present moment more often in your life. And that's probably the most important thing that you can ever learn, ever. I know that's a bold statement, but being more present to the moment, okay? Being more present to the moment on a day-to-day basis as much as you can will positively impact your life more than absolutely anything else. Now, this is my opinion, and this is also my experience, that when you learn how to be in the present moment, what happens is you stop overthinking things. You stop overanalyzing things. You stop going in your head and playing the replayer, and you stop picturing negative scenarios. You stop negative self-talk. All that stuff goes away when you're absolutely in the present moment, right? And meditation helps you get into the present moments without the need of other things, external things. Because usually, if you're watching this video, you have stints of when you're in that present moment. And when you're in the present moment is when your mind is shut off. You're just here and you're just being, and your mind is completely shut off, okay? And everyone gets to the present moment a little bit more differently. A lot of us can find a way to get to the present moment when we drink alcohol, okay? But we can't have an alcohol dependency. So when we drink alcohol, we don't think anymore. We're just being, we're in the present moment, we're talking, we're engaging with people, whatever it may be. That's one way to get to the present moment, but it's a negative way because you can't rely on alcohol to get there, to shut off that overanalyzing thinking part of your brain. Another way like people do is like probably use drugs to shut off that thinking, analyzing part of their brain so they can be like, zombies and, whatever it may be. And, other ways, other healthy ways you can do it, playing sports always works for me personally. If I'm playing in like a basketball game or if I'm doing a really, really hard workout at the gym, it's hard to overthink while you're doing such a rigorous activity, right? So that brings you into the present moment. And then other things like people get into the present moment by playing video games. When you're playing video games, your mind is shut off. You're playing, right? So you're playing the video game and you're so immersed into it that your mind kind of shuts off. You're just there with the video game. You're present in that moment. But the problem is now your mind is trained to be present while playing the video games. But then when you shut off the video game, you're back, your thoughts are back, your negative self-talk is back, all the bullshit comes back, okay? And same thing with watching movies or watching TV, same exact scenario. You're watching TV, you're immersed into it, you're watching a movie, you're watching a reality TV show, whatever it may be, you're really immersed into it, a TV series, your brain is shut off. You're not thinking, you're literally watching and there are no thoughts. So which means you're in the present moment, okay? But all of these things rely on something outside of yourself to be in the present moment. See, watching a movie, playing video games, whatever it may be. The problem is with all those things, even playing sports. Playing sports is a positive one because you can exercise while you're being in the present moment and being with friends. Another thing that'll bring you in the present moment is maybe hanging out with friends, talking with friends, conversating with friends. There's no time to really think that much if you're very in the moment, with talking to people. Some people can't get to that present moment when they're with people because they're still in their minds or whatever it may be, but you'll know what it is for you after hearing all these things. You'll be like, oh, I think this brings me into the present moment. Present moment meaning you're not overthinking, you're not overanalyzing, you're not talking to yourself, you're not replaying shit in your mind. None of that is going on, okay? So sports is a good way to do it. The other ones are all not so good. The worst ones being like, playing video games because it's a waste of time, or like doing drugs or drinking a lot of alcohol, which is fine from time to time, but if you want to rely on that to be in the present moment and get out of your head, that's not going to be good, okay? So the best way to do that is meditation, okay? Meditation, study meditation, do meditation. Meditation is nothing scary. It's just breathing and paying attention to your breath. You see, when you're breathing in and out for 5 seconds, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, slowly, 5, and then come out. And the key here is to focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Focus on the sounds around you. Focus on your stillness. Focus on what's going on inside your body. Just feel, don't think, just feel. And immediately, even you do as short as like a 2-minute, 5-minute meditation, you're gonna begin to relax more. You're gonna begin to relax more, and also you're gonna find that through a meditation practice, eventually you're gonna be more present on a day-to-day basis without needing anything external to get there, okay? And so I encourage everyone to try and incorporate some meditation in your life because it will help you get to the present moment. And if you want to know more about present moments, getting out of your head and things of that nature, read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It might be my new favorite book. It's an excellent book, a wonderful read. I was like, I had so many like eye-opening moments in that book where I was like, wow, like it resonated with me in such a deep way. It might not resonate with you in a deep way. If this video so far hasn't resonated with you, then that book might not resonate that much with you. It might be a little bit too much, but I don't know. It was just an excellent, excellent book. And if you resonate with this topic at all, I strongly suggest pick up that book, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and you will not be disappointed. I will tell you that. And what else do I want to mention? So don't focus so much on rearranging things in your external world. Okay, like you got to make everything on the outside perfect so that everything on the inside is perfect. No, make everything on the inside perfect so that anything on the outside can be better or perfect or whatever it may be. Okay, that's how you got to approach it, so that you're still going for those external things. You still have materialistic goals. I have a lot of them, but they're coming from a place of, it's just a bonus and I'm gonna be happy regardless, okay? I'm gonna be happy no matter what. And everything achieved in the external world is gonna be viewed as a bonus, like a cherry on top of the cake, not the actual cake. Because you owe it to yourself to be happy as a default, okay? You owe it to yourself to be carefree, relaxed, happy, satisfied, joyful as a default, and then see everything else that kind of comes into your life as a complete bonus. And this kind of mindset is gonna be, it's gonna serve you better. You're just gonna be happier on a day-to-day basis if you can adopt this. And this is not probably a mindset you can take just from watching this video. You've gotta do some deeper self-development work, okay? You know, a 16, 17 minute video, 20-minute video, that's not gonna be enough to really pull this out of you. You really got to do the work. You really got to read the books, go to the seminars, watch the YouTube videos, just binge as much material as you can, and just go out there and live, okay? Live, have different experiences. Through living and having all these different kind of experiences, you're going to learn a lot about yourself as well. You learn so much about yourself just from having random, experiences, okay? Go on vacations, go live in a different country, go do these things, because all those things are going to expedite your process of getting to know yourself better. And once you get to know yourself on like a really deep level, and you know how you tick, you know how you operate, you're just going to build more confidence. And I know this video took a weird little turn. We're talking about a little bit of everything here, but these are all things that I think are very important. And I don't really structure these videos. I'm just kind of talking based on what I feel is important to share. We start with the external things. We went into all these other things, but yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys have any challenges or any questions at all for me about any of this stuff, it could be this topic or any other topic, just drop a comment down below. I answer every single comment. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are or anything. Drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.